I remember the old neighborhood I grew up in. There were a lot of kids my age, and we were always identifying ourselves when we played. We spent hours outside playing cops and robbers, cowboys and Indians. But I guess my favorite outside game was we'd play war based on the old TV show Combat. And when we played war, I'd always identify as Sergeant Saunders. He was my favorite. But the world we live in today has taken playing make believe to a whole nother level. I'll tell you about my most recent experience here in just a minute. Okay, I'm going to tell you about my most recent experience with identifying and how it just hasn't worked out so good for me in this latest effort. First off, it hadn't been too awful long ago. I had a young man call me a bigot. This guy doesn't even know me. But anyhow, I'm a Texan, and I'll speak to anybody that I happen to make eye contact with, whether I know them or not. A while back, I was leaving out of the neighborhood cafe I like to go to, and as I was walking out the door, I saw this young guy approaching, and he was only a few steps away, so when I stepped outside the door, I just stepped to the side and obviously was holding the door for him to pass. As he walked by, he nodded to me, and I responded with, "Have a good day, buddy." Anytime I speak to a male and I don't know his name, I call him buddy. But he came back and he was just real smart alecky about it. Said, in a great voice he had, "If you must address me directly, please call me Ms. Johnson." I looked at him. I said, "You're kidding, right?" I mean, this guy's 6 foot and he's probably 200 pounds or better. And then he come out, "What do you mean? You some kind of bigot or something?" I said, "Well, I guess so." And that was the end of it. Anyway, it made me remember back to when it first became popular that you could just decide what you wanted to be, and that's the way it was. Remember? Didn't it sound great? Just say out loud what you want, and that's the way it is, the way it has to be. In the whole world, there's some idiotic rule that says the whole world has to play make-believe with you, or there's something wrong with them. Well, remember the old false teaching that came out years ago of name it and claim it? Well, this ain't nothing but the same song, second verse. Anyway, I decided I'd give it a try. I spent a fair amount of time identifying myself as the center fielder for the Texas Rangers. Anybody that knows me knows I love baseball. I think baseball is God's gift to man for entertainment. But I've identified myself as the center fielder for the Texas Rangers and have been. I've identified myself as being the number 6 hitter in the lineup. And I've even identified my number 41 on my jersey. Well, all I can figure is over there in Arlington, they must be a bunch of bigots or something, because they just flat out refuse to pretend right along with me. I still don't have my $5 million paycheck. I still haven't received an invitation to spring training, and they still haven't even sent me a jersey with my number 41 on it. I guess they just got to be a bunch of narrow-minded so-and-sos. Oh well, be good to one another. God bless.